4 times a year, I fill a room full of the sharpest multi-6 and 7-figure agency owners, and collectively in this room alone, we probably have over $100 million worth of agency revenue combined. And we all gather here for one mission, and one mission only: hitting that next revenue target. For some people, it was 100, other people 250, even 500K, $1 million a month. And this is the first one of the year, and you'll already see us handing out over 8 or 100K a month trophies. We're gonna spend the next 30 minutes or so going through the people that have got to 100K a month that are in this room. Nicole and Tyler. Okay, next one. Come on, Mr. PD. So our goal with this mastermind is to create an environment where you come in as an agency owner and you can come in with whatever roadblock you're facing and break it immediately.
Excellent experience networking with a bunch of people here. Definitely learned a lot. Probably not what I actually expected coming into this.
What is the number one thing that you can take away from this event that, if solved, will allow you to 2, 5, 10x the business? And what you'll see shortly is a live agency diagnosis I did with one of the attendees in the audience who'd been capped at a specific revenue level for the past few months.
My question is, when do you think it's a good time to hire an operations manager?
One of 2 reasons. Number one, if you've got the business to a point where you're like, okay, I want to get out of fulfillment and I'm comfortable with handing that off to somebody else. Now, if you want to hire someone that's being paid like 200, 300, 400K a year, and you still have a boatload of problems, like for example, you mentioned that fulfillment's a bit of a shit show right now, it wouldn't be a great time to bring in an operations manager and just hand all that stuff off to them. And if you did that, you'd want to bring someone in that's probably being paid a few $100,000 a year to solve those problems.
Okay, so in my situation, you would bring somebody that's already very experienced.
You can, if you've got the margin. And again, it all depends on how you want to build a business, right? For me, for example, we're now optimizing for an exit. So I didn't want to bring in a crazy good operations manager that's going to shrink our margin, because the main indicator of a business that they're going to buy is what's the yearly EBITDA. And if I shrink our margin down to 20% by paying somebody 300, 400K a year, whatever it may be, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and then who manages like media buyers and VAs? Is it the operations manager?
Yeah, it just depends on who it is. For example, media buyers have a fulfillment manager, which honestly, I don't even think we'll need that division soon, which I'll get into in the AI talk. Client success managers, ideally, once you get 3, 4 CSMs, you turn one of them into a CS lead. And then they manage the rest of the people. They have maybe 10 clients they manage on the side, so they're still in on the loop.
And does the operations manager manage a CS lead?
Yes.
Okay.
And to be clear, if you're in a position where you don't want to grow up to like 3, 4, 5 CSMs, or like even past 1 or 2 media buyers, you can get away with the operations manager handling all of that.
Got it.
Now, most of you would look at a mastermind and think people only go for the information, when in reality, the power lies in the environment. The connections you make today ultimately dictate the money you make tomorrow. And there will be people in this room who go ahead and build multi-million-dollar businesses off of the connections made, or help each other scale in ways you wouldn't even think of. Now, I want our quarterly masterminds to be an environment where you can learn what's worked for others. Like I always say, repeat successful actions and success leaves clues. Why would you try and figure something out yourself when somebody else has already paved the path? So we had every single one of our 100K a month winners do a 10-minute talk and Q&A on the biggest levers they pulled out to get to where they are today, breaking down what worked, what didn't work, and answer a set of questions and lessons that they learned in the mastermind, and sharing that with other people in the room. Because again, success leaves clues. They just need to follow the path.
Guys, scaling an agency is very fucking simple. It's not easy though. It's very simple, so you don't need to overcomplicate the process to success. It's as simple as developing a good sales process, building a good team and a foundation, and a good fulfillment.
Some of you guys look at me and think I made no mistakes, and think that everything that I did between July and now was perfect. I found myself doing a lot of unnecessary shit last month, and I still did it, because I focused most of my time into the things that matter the most.
What I've observed is sometimes all you need is someone ahead of you to tell you exactly what to do. And we had some extremely high-level guest speakers, agency owners who have done over 9 figures in revenue, sales managers who run some of the largest online offers, which I'll show you in a second. But sometimes all it requires is a second set of eyes on your current situation, somebody who's zooming out and looking at you, knowing what you don't know, to tell you exactly what to do.
So most people, when they make a customer journey, they do it because someone told them they have to do it. In reality, the customer journey is probably the most pivotal thing you can build in your business from a fulfillment perspective. It should be data backed, and it will tell you where the bottlenecks in your business are and where you need to like hire resources to fix these constraints and bottlenecks to improve onboarding all the way to upsell. Most agency owners, honestly, they don't know why they've lost their client until it's too late. And a lot of people treat customer success the same way that like your Philippine VA would do customer support. It's a very reactive endeavor.
I would have paid 30 grand to be here, for sure. Not what I paid, but I would have. The people that Cameron brings on, the energy.
The quality of revenue revenue and the quality of profit is usually much more important. And not all revenue and EBITDA are created equally, and they're not valued as such or treated as such in an exit. So high-level revenue, such as contracts from Fortune 500 companies who've been around, always pay their bills, much more valuable. You're gonna get a much bigger and a much better exit than month-to-month contracts with your average plumber in your local business. If you want to create a great exit, I think the key to understand is that you scale an exit by scaling the avatar. The higher quality your avatar, the higher quality of revenue and EBITDA, and the more likely you are to get a good valuation.
So we just took the group through a process to remove their main bottleneck that was limiting their mind. So whether it was a fear, whether it was a limiting belief, that was the thing that was stopping them from being able to execute on all these strategies that they've learned. So once we removed that from them, it created a space to implant the new version of themselves, the more successful, the more confident, the one who takes action with urgency, etc.
The License and Scale Mastermind has completely changed our business. We went to the previous one and it just makes you think about how much you want to grow. Come to the next one and realize that you haven't grown at all. It just expands your mindset massively.
We not only wanted this mastermind to be an environment for you to hit the next revenue level, but we also wanted to make it as fucking sick as possible. We had amazing dinners on every night of the 3-day event. And then we also wrapped up a yacht day where we could network, party, and we even rented out a bunch of jet skis to go alongside the yacht, which, Hadley, if you're watching this, you know you fell off that thing, and Aaron, I hope you're having a speedy recovery.
Love the License and Scale Mastermind. It's been incredible. We had some really good speakers, like super high level, and just learned a shit ton. If you're thinking of License and Scale or even just coming to the Mastermind, then I definitely recommend it. It's been a great experience.
This event was fucking sick, man. Like, it was actually the first mastermind I went to. I think it was like one of the best decisions that I ever made, because I just got around like so many people that do a lot more money than me. I already know, like, when I'm back, I'm gonna double my business probably within a month.